It's 4 o'clock for me. I think we'll head straight into it. And people can wander in when they feel like it and join in the chat. But if it's coincidence, then how can't be predetermined? Okay. So far we're hitting a lot of time travel tropes. Ah, foreboding. Must admit, this is quite a dramatic beginning. Oh, yeah, no, we are not that clever. It's actually weird for a change to have somebody else doing the reading. Okay. Okay. Conspiracies have hands. That's good to know. I wonder if there's an English version of the voice acting. Well, I imagine if there was, it would have automatically gone there. Jum, jum, jum. Okay. I am baking in the sun. Suppose I can read this. Sweat slowly slides down my chin and drips onto the asphalt. A girl is standing in front of me. She calls my name with an inquisitive tilt to her head. We're about to infiltrate deep into enemy territory, yet, despite the imminent risk of death, there is no hint of tension in her innocent, childlike features. I cover my phone's mouthpiece and turn to the girl with an index finger on my lips. You talking to someone? She asks. I nod and put my phone back to my ear. Still, no sound from the other side. My contact is wise to maintain silence. The whole area could be bugged. No, I was talking to someone. Everything's fine. I'm about to infiltrate the assembly hall. Still, no reply. Looks like they just want my report. I'm glad you enjoyed, Dodo. It is a pleasure. It's too dangerous to waste time talking here, anyway. Yeah, Dr. Nakabachi, probably butchered that one, got the jump on us, but I'll make sure he tells us everything. What? The organization is already on the move, said Rintaro. I opened my eyes to match my shocked tone. The girl turns towards me in surprise. I sigh, shaking my head as I rub my temples. I see. So, that's the choice of Steins Gate. Elsai Congru. I speak the parting words, then pocket my cell phone. Steins Gate. Some know it as fate. To others, it is the will of the gods. You could count on one hand the people in this world aware of its true nature. In any case, we should begin the infiltration. I advance towards Radikan, which is just across the street from the train station. Yeah, no, what are you doing? Stop it. Okay. Just give me 1 second. My mute microphone button's F1, which opens up the in-game help. Just give me, I just want to change that quickly. Just setting up some other stuff that's been reset. The original chat window doesn't seem to be working, so I just bring in another one. And remapping keys and stuff. I know, not the most professional, but I'm not a professional streamer, so you gotta good enough. Okay, and then settings. Yeah, keys. Done. Okay, that should be it. Hopefully now I won't keep opening up the in-game help when I mute the microphone. Of course, this is enemy territory. I can't take stride through the front door, even like an average person. I bypass the elevators and escalators and head to the 8th floor by the stairwell. But I only make it to the 7th floor before I have to stop and rest. Who is that on the phone? Mayuri asks. The girl, Shina Mayuri, immediately resumes our conversation. She followed me all the way here, and she isn't even short of breath. I, on the other hand, am grasping for air with my hands on my knees. Who would have thought that an 8-story building would be so tall? I turn to Mayuri while wiping the sweat off my brow. Have I told you, I said, I'd have to kill you. Oh, wow. Thanks, Akaran. Mayuri smiles happily and doesn't pry any further. As always, she is quick to understand my position. We've known each other since we were both little. Childhood friend. Mayuri is 16, 2 years younger than me. She's so more like a little sister than a typical childhood friend. I've been looking out for her as long as I can remember. I used to hope that Mayuri might become the key to Steins Gate, but now I've reconsidered. I don't want a terrible fate for her. She should live a normal life. That is my present wish. We continue to the 8th floor and enter the assembly hall. In front of us stands a cheap-looking stage with a podium and a sign reading Dr. Nakabachi's Time Machine Press Conference. Miyuri insists on calling me Ocarin, but it's neither my real name nor my code name. It's just one of those annoying nicknames people use. How many times do I have to tell you? Don't call me Ocarin. Huh, but I've always called you that. Whoops, skip that one. But that's too hard to remember. Ooh, we got a tip. In any case, my name is Hoyuin Koyami. It's my true name. And yes, I know, I'm butchering the names. And besides, it doesn't even sound like Okabe Rintaro. You're weird. Cease your foolish laughter. Okabe Rintaro may be my real name, but I have rejected it, for it is stupid. And so I also hate the derivative Ocarin. Come on, it sounds like an Elf Boy's blue pipe thing. Okay, that's obviously a sentence that doesn't translate particularly well. So, Ocarin, can I ask you something? In one ear and out the other. She's been calling me that for 5 years now, so maybe it's time to give up. What are we doing here? Wait, you followed me here without knowing why? Yep. She nods without dropping her smile. We're here for Dr. Nakabachi's press conference. We're standing in an assembly hall on the 8th floor of Radikan. It's here that the conference will be held. Dr. Nakabachi is an inventor. He appears on TV from time to time and has a few patents under his belt, but mostly he is treated as a curiosity. Press conference? What are the reporters? Mayuri's right. I've scanned the entire hall, but there is no one who looks like a reputable reporter or a cameraman. Well, to be honest, if we're looking at this picture, there is no one at all. There is only about 10 of us standing in the hall, including me. Gotta save costs. You can use a nice empty screen just for all of it without putting people in. You don't have to draw it multiple times. Considering Nakabachi's moderate media presence and the fact that he claims to have invented a time machine, I would have expected more. Could this be the organization working its twisted influence? I twist my lips into a sneer. I thought that Nakabachi was like me, a scientist fighting to overthrow the organization. But this press conference suggests other motives at work. Our enemies won't miss this chance. I'd prefer not to get wrapped up in this mess. Nevertheless, I am interested in what he has to say. No. We get to. That's why I'm here, blowing an afternoon with my precious summer holiday. Miyuri ponders my utterance for a while before finally turning her head. You wrapped something? Is it his birthday, too? I let out a sigh. Miyuri is known to not only make bad jokes, but to laugh at them, too. She's always been, special. Keep your guard up, Mayuri. I suspect this won't be a normal comfort. Dramatic music change. I didn't even finish my sentence. Are we under attack? Are they trying to fry our brains with electromagnetic waves? Kaboom. Dust falls from the ceiling as the floor shakes. We're definitely under attack. It's coming from above, but we're on the top floor. All that's above is the roof. An earthquake? Is it a magnitude 2? What does magnitude mean again? No time to deal with Mayuri's confusion. Something's not right about this. I bolt out the conference hall and run up the stairs to the roof, ignoring the no trespassing signs in my way. The door is open. Upon closer inspection, I realize that the lock has been broken. I'd open the door and see the billowing cloud of black smoke. There's some kind of phosphorescent dust sparkling in the air. An explosion! I can't believe it. Was there really an explosion? My heart is racing. Damn, I don't know what to do. Should I run away? But why an explosion? Terrorists? One has to wonder why you have to ask if you need to run away from explosions. No, that doesn't fit. I mean, how do you explain that? What the? The strange machine is sitting in the middle of the roof. It's huge, maybe 3 meters tall, and looks like a kind of satellite. Did that thing cause the shaking just now? But who put it there? Was it Dr. Nakabachi? Is this part of his presentation? Impossible. Even if that were the case, how the hell did he get it up here? My head is bursting with questions. As I search for the courage to approach the machine, a throng of reporters and building staff bursts onto the rooftop. They look just as confused as I am. Please stay back, everyone. And then a woman, who I assume is a staff member, appears to wave us back. The press conference will proceed as scheduled. Is she trying to hide something? Her response was unusually quick, almost like she's trying to keep me away from the device. I've got a nose for conspiracies, and the stinks of a cover-up. What are they hiding? What was that explosion? I want to know, but I shouldn't risk getting any closer. I turn and leave, but not because I'm scared or anything like that. Nobody believes you, dude. Staff members lead us all back to the 8th floor. Mayuri is nowhere to be seen. She's not in the event hall either. I find her on the 7th floor. Several capsule toy machines are lined up next to the plate reading Birthplace of Japanese PC. She's gazing upon them with a wistful look. I breathe a sigh of relief and then take out my phone. It's me. I've got a bad feeling about this. Something's happening, and I have no idea what it is. Yeah, I know. Don't worry. I won't do anything to jeopardize the mission. I'll sigh congru. After I speak the words and hang up, I'm able to wipe the sweat from my forehead. My sweat is cold. Half of me hopes something will happen. The other half fears the same thing. I put away my phone and look back at Mayuri. She's still staring at the capsule toys. She doesn't seem to be worried about the explosion at all. I can't decide if she's level-headed or just airheaded. What are you doing? Well, I really want an Oopa. Just as I thought. Mayuri points to the capsule machine, and sign on front of it says Rainet Kataru 3D Character Doll Series. Rainet Kataru is a popular anime series with its own card game spin-off, Rainet Access Battlers. They even hold international tournaments. Upa is a series mascot character. It resembles an elliptical egg with limbs sticking out, like some kind of deformed dog. It's what they call an ugly cute character. High school girls find these adorable for some reason. Last year, an ugly frog character was the rage. Its name escapes me, though. Then go for it. I can't guarantee you'll get an Upa, though. Mary gives me a troubled smile. But Mayushi's all out of the 100-yen coins. Mayushi is what Mayuri calls herself sometimes. Who gives themselves a nickname and then calls themselves in the third person by it? Ugh. According to her, it's supposed to have a star at the end, Mayushi star. But who really cares? So, can I borrow 100 yen? Please? She holds her hands out with a look like a begging puppy. Looks like she was planning this from the very beginning. Well, at least she didn't say gimme. Do you think it's that easy, Mayuri, that you'll get no money from me? Instead, I'll show you just how harsh life really is. I pull out 100 yen coin, set it in the machine's slot, and spin the lever. I open the capsule and take out the contents. Mayuri leans forward eagerly to see what I got. It's an Upa! It's a metal Upa! Is it rare? Super rare! While I examine the metal Upa, a boy who is watching us tries his luck in the same Raynet machine. Ah, a normal Upa. He looks at my metal Upa in resentment. I turn to see Mayuri's sparkling eyes also fixed on the Upa. Hey, high school girl, you're acting like a little kid. I gave you this creature of metal to you, Mayuri. Honestly, I don't want it. Really? Are you sure? Akaran? The name's Hayuen Kayama. Thank you, Akaran. Is she doing this on purpose? Thank you all for coming to Dr. Nakabachi's Time Machine press conference. I hear the announcement from the floor above. Sounds like they're starting. I head to the stairs, but Mayuri doesn't follow. Let's go, Mayuri. Just a sec. I gotta write my name. She's preoccupied with the metal Upa. I go on ahead. Oh, they changed the picture. Without further ado, I am pleased to introduce the inventor, Dr. Nakabachi. Please welcome him with a big round of applause. Yay! Yay! Woohoo! Dr. Nakabachi enters a sparse applause. He walks up to the podium. He's already wearing a frown. For some reason, I can't feel he's not standing at a podium. I am Dr. Nakabachi. Thank you all for coming. Nakabachi takes a microphone and begins to speak, his voice brimming with confidence. Now then, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to begin with my theory of time travel, the greatest scientific breakthrough of our century. Did he really build a time machine? Mayuri appears after writing her name on the metal Upa. She's a bit late, in more ways than one. What did she think the time machine presentation would be about? I take another look around the room. There are about 20 people now, including us, but still no media presence to speak of. So this is the extent of Dr. Nakabachi's fame. No one believes that he invented time travel. I was interested in what he had to say, true, but my own expectations were no higher than the rest of the onlookers. And a good thing they weren't, as he is proceeding to explain his time machine design. My curiosity quickly turns to disappointment, then anger. Doctor. My roar silences Nakabachi and draws the eye of every person in the room. Do you take us for fools? Who the hell are you? Who the hell am I? Someone who knows you for a fraud that you are. Okay. You stole your theory from John Titor, which, by the way, is an internet myth thingy. Actually quite interesting. And you call yourself an inventor. Someone throw this man out. You're the one who should be thrown out, Doctor. Have you no shame? You have no right to call yourself an inventor. Shut your mouth, you little pest. Just then, someone grabs my arm from behind. Quite convincing. It's an official here to throw me out. I turn around and glare him down. Unhand me, you, huh? It's a girl about my age. Her intense stare seems to challenge me. I step back. Her face looks somehow familiar. Where have I seen her before? Ah! We haven't met, but I know her face. It's Makisa Kurisu. Kurisu. There we go. It's Makisa Kurisu. A few days ago, my friend Daru showed me a magazine article entitled Girl Genius Gives Lecture at Akihabara. Butchering names left, right, and center. F in chat for names. The article was about a 17-year-old girl who had just graduated from an American university. Her thesis was even published in a major scientific journal. Girl genius Makisa Kurisu has recognized the stubborn-looking girl from her photograph. She's even wearing the exact same skull. What business could such a genius have with me? She takes a quick look around the room and then turns back to me with a stern expression. Could you come with me for a moment? What's with her attitude? She's obviously not starved, and there is no way that Makisa Kurisu would be working with someone like Dr. Nakabachi. Which means, no. You're with the organization? Huh? If her tendrils have gotten this far, then I've made a grave mistake. Stop fooling around and come with me. My outburst has already attracted too much attention. Nakabachi, in particular, looks like he wants to rip my head off. It must be mortifying to be exposed as a fraud by a bright young man like me. Anyways, I mustn't draw any more attention to myself. If the organization gets wind of my presence here, it could endanger Mayuri. To say nothing of these ignorant civilians. I let Makisa Kurisu lead me out of the assembly hall. Try anything, and people are sure to notice. What are your superiors say then? What the hell are you talking about? She glares at me, quite fiercely at that. Attractive though she may be, there is no innocence in her eyes. A beautiful agent, unmatched in cruelty. My heart beats in exhilaration from the danger. Looks like chaos really does get my blood pumping. I just need to ask you something. What makes you think I'll answer you? I know how the organization operates. What's with this organization stuff? Instead of answering, I take out my phone and put it into my ear. It's me. I've been caught by the organization agent. Yes, it's Makisa Kurisu. She's a dangerous one. No, it's fine. I'll find a way to... Kurisu suddenly snatches the phone from my hand. What skill! I didn't have time to react. What are you doing? Huh? Your phone is off. Who are you talking to? Her eyes pierce deep into my soul. I quickly look away. She's good. She's trying to attack my sense of identity in order to cause a mental break. Recover. This isn't enough to sway me. Your techniques don't work on me, but I'll tell you anyway. That's no ordinary phone. It's designed to deactivate the moment it leaves my hand. Such measures are necessary to maintain secrecy. I know things that could get me killed. I quickly retrieve my phone and wipe the cold sweat off my forehead. Phew, that was close. So, you talk to yourself. This is bad. Ordinary methods don't work on Makasa Kurisu, the genius girl. On the contrary, she's the one psyching me out. Damn, looks like I'll have to make a tactical retreat. So dealing with characters in these games is like dealing with the angels, the weeping angels from Doctor Who. They stay still every time you look at them, and then they only move when you blink, and like once, and then they just stand still. If I can just find an opening. Suddenly, Kurisu steps up to me with a serious expression. She stares right at me, her huge eyes blazing with the strength of will. Such fire, I can't look away. Could someone with such pure eyes really be an organization agent? What were you trying to tell me earlier? Earlier? What are you talking about? About the 15 minutes ago before the conference started. Nonsense! This is the first time we've met. I was with Mayuri and the Upa toy 15 minutes ago. You were trying to tell me something, right? You looked really upset. Is this a trap? It does seem like one of the organization's dirty tricks. But who would this girl do something that underhanded? You looked like you were going to start crying any second. Why? Have we met before? She seems sincere. That makes her even more suspicious. That's right. Don't let her beauty fuel you. Don't let her beauty fuel. Must not swear. Fool. Not fuel. Well, I suppose beauty can fuel a person. In a very, very different way. They do say that, you know, the face that launched just 1,000 ships, maybe it was because of fuel. She's a cold, calculating, secret agent. If I show the slightest vulnerability, I'm done for. And how do you know my name? My knowledge has no limits. I am a mad scientist, after all. Genius girl, our next meeting shall be as enemies. Huh? Farewell! I spin around and take off down the stairs, ignoring her call to stop, like I would listen to an enemy. Damn the organization. They must be serious. Okay, that's a healthy cough from the dog. Damn the organization. Oh, I guess it's a backlog. Interesting. Got a dog coughing on my foot. Damn the organization. They must be serious if they're sending in their agents like her. I run all the way down to the 4th floor and check behind me. Once I'm convinced Makisa Kurisu isn't trailing me, I sigh, rubbing my temples. But I can't let them catch me yet. Well, then, what do I do now? My mission was to attend the conference and evaluate Dr. Nakabachi's research. Now that I know it's a sham, I don't know what to do. I guess I'll just go home. But wait, aren't I forgetting something important? Let's see now. What is it? Damn, I forgot my Yuri behind. I knew she'd be a liability. I shouldn't have brought her along. I was trying to prioritize her safety, but I got careless. I'll try calling her first. If she's all right, then I can just have her meet me here. With that thought in mind, I take out my phone and I turn it on. And it rings just as I do. An email? It's not just a regular email. There's a video attached. And it's from an unknown address. I open the video file with some trepidation. There is nothing but noise. And static, obviously. Is this a prank or some sort of Kurisu style attack? Maybe the noise is some sort of make people go crazy frequency. No, wait, I don't remember giving her my mail address, so I'm probably just thinking too hard. I curse myself for being gullible enough to play the video. I have more pressing matters to deal with anyway. I stop the video and call Mayuri's phone and my address book. Bring. Damn it, Mary, why won't you pick up? Bring, bring. Bring, bring. Looks like I'll have to go back to the assembly hall. But things will get messy if I bump heads with Makisa Kurisu again. Wait, don't tell me that the femme fatale kidnapped Mary. Damn you! Is that how the organization operates? Leaving without Mary isn't an option. Call me overprotective, but she's like a little sister to me, and there's a very real danger that she might wander off somewhere the moment I let her out of my sight. Mary has always been like that. I never know if she'll be there when I turn to look. In a sense, that's why I became Haoyun Kayuma. I have to go back for her. I thought of climbing back up to the 8th floor as depressing, but I have no choice. Same picture as before. When I get back to the assembly, nobody's moved, so weeping angels again. The Dr. Nakabachi's conference has just finished. Nobody is on stage, and the phony inventor has already left. The 20 or so members of the audience are starting to pack up. I soon find Mayuri. She's in the corner, looking lost. Well, at least she wasn't kidnapped. Even better, I don't see Makisa Kurisu anywhere. Looks like I scared her off. So be it. I'll let her go this time. Still, I keep my eyes peeled as I run up to Mayuri. That is not a flattering picture. Mayuri, why didn't you pick up? We're leaving. Akaran, my metal Oopa ran away. She turns to me with a forlorn expression. That does not look forlorn. That looks like constipation to me. Ran away? What? It's alive? That's a little hard to believe. I think I dropped it. Ah, I see. So she was looking for it. Not like it really matters. Forget about it. You can't always get another one. No way! Metal Hooper sold for upwards of 10,000 yen online, you know. Wait, what? That toy was worth that much? Think, Mary, where did you drop it? Oh, she's not constipated anymore. I don't know. That's why I'm looking. And even if we find it, you can't sell it, okay? That 10,000 yen will fund my research. I said you can't sell it, even if it has Mayushi's name on it. Thus begins our search for the Metal Hooper. Right. Let's see. Tututuru, Upu, come out, wherever you are. Mayuri tries calling its name. I don't know if she truly expects a response. Sure they'd crap themselves if it did. But, by the way, Tuturu is Mayuri's catchphrase. Who has a catchphrase? I suppose the same person who gives himself a nickname. It means... Actually, I've never bothered to ask what it means. Anyway, the Metal Hooper is nowhere to be found. Maybe she didn't drop it in the assembly hall, but on the 7th landing near the capsule toy machines. Another possibility is that someone with an eye for rare items pilfered it. Just imagining the smug grin on that person's face makes me writhe with envy. What kind of man steals a helpless girl's toy? Is there nothing in his heart but lust for money? Sounds like you, Ocarin. Whoa! Wasn't expecting that from Mayuri. Ah! What was that? Was that a scream? I think so. Only the presenter and a few other people are left in the assembly hall, including Mayuri and me. Less than half the audience remains. Everyone looks at each other anxiously, startled by the scream. Even I cannot suppress a shiver. The first explosion on the roof, now this... What's going on here? Mayuri squeezes my hand tight. Stay here, Mayuri. I take a deep breath, prepare myself, and head in the direction of the scream, which is always probably bad. The echoes lead me down a dark, empty hallway on the same floor. Good afternoon, Flint Animation. How you doing? So yes, heading down a dark hallway, following a scream. Not a good way to start off. Probably not going to lead to anything fun. Or entertaining. Yeah. Probably something you want to call the police about, to be quite honest. Or at least not go down the dark hallway. I'm pretty sure it came from around that corner. I crouched down and turned the corner slowly, keeping my eyes and ears peeled for any sign of danger. And there, at the end of the passage, I see it. There's something on the ground. No, someone. Motionless. Who is it? The clothes are familiar. It can't be. God, my eyes! That was very red. Oh. What? Makisa, Kurisu. Her face is turned away, but I know it's her. The impertinent, genius girl that I just fought off 10 minutes ago is now face down in a pool of bright red blood. She's dead. No, but why? Suddenly, I realize that I'm shaking. I want to run away. I shouldn't have come. This is wrong. Someone killed my Kurisu. There is no other explanation, and I'm pretty sure that every time I've said that name so far, I've said it differently. Who would do such a thing? There is no one else here. Ah! And yes, I am doing that on purpose. I think it's funny. I twist around in shock. Some other men have followed me, and every one of them sees ghastly pale. They have just seen the body. Call the police! A man cries out in panic. At this, everyone else starts screaming and running away. I follow them, of course. There's absolutely no reason to stay here. Concern for Makusa Kurisu is superseded by my own instinctive urge to flee. When I get back to the assembly hall, Mayuri is waiting for me with tears in her eyes. Oh, she looks constipated again. What happened, Ocarin? Oh, more constipation. We're leaving. I grab Mayuri's hand and run. I race down the stairs, trying to drive the image of Kurisu's dead body from my mind. But I can't. Ah, my eyes again. Thankfully I don't have this full screen and I won't go blind, but still. The redness of her blood is burned into my mind, and everyone else's now, more than the sight of the body itself. That was my first time seeing a dead body. Is this what it's like? When I realized that she was dead, I felt a chilling terror and a surge of nausea. But that was all I felt. Fear and disgust. Shouldn't there be something more? I guess I just didn't know her that well. I finally stop once we get out to the main street. Ciao, Dory. My chest pounds, my breathing labored from running down the stairs at full speed. Oh, she's not constipated anymore. Hey, what happened? You looked really pale. Mayuri doesn't seem to comprehend the situation. I guess it's because she didn't see the body. She's not even breathing hard. She looks slow, but she's actually pretty fast on her feet. Someone died. Wow, now the eyebrows moved. I take several deep breaths. The color of that blood still stains my brains and my retinas. I've calmed down a bit. Makisa Kurisu is dead, and I don't know who the killer is. Huh, okay. Interesting. Accidentally right-clicked. Options are config. Let's turn off the sync voice off. Voice volume 0. 0. Down to 0. Hey. Okay. Alrighty. Sirens in the distance. I guess an ambulance will be here soon. Then the police will arrive and this area will become a crime scene. But for now, the crowds milling through Akahibra have no idea what has happened. Everyone is going about their business as usual, never-ending search for electronics, mo, and porn. I'm guessing this is pre-internet then. Just another day in Akahibra. I take my phone out of my pocket, perhaps out of reflex. I'm not sure what I plan to do with it. Oh, I know, my friend Daru. I'll tell him what happened just now, since he knows about Makisa Kurusa. I suppose it might be disrespectful to the victim, but my adrenaline is pumping. I can't make calm decisions after witnessing something like that firsthand. That's how humans are, after all. We're not as special as we like to believe. At the end of the day, we're nothing but dirty, slime-like flesh. Our souls fester like demon left in the rot of the womb. Okay, that's grim. That's how we humans are. While wallowing in a bit of angst, I begin to type on my phone. Tick, 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 tack, tick, tack. Someone stabbed Makisa Kurusa. Looked bad. Hope she's okay? Yeah, okay. There is no real sort of coming back from being stabbed to death. There is no okay after that. Someone stabbed me, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if she was stabbed. That just seems like the most logical explanation, given the amount of blood and the absence of a gunshot. On the other hand, I didn't write that she was dead, even though I'm pretty sure that she was. I can't exactly explain why I didn't. If I had to say, I guess I felt like writing it down would set it into stone. It might make me feel guilty as well. The thought brings back a smirk to my face. It's not like I'm the one who killed her. Why should I feel guilty? I just saw someone's death up close, and only a few minutes later, I'm smiling. Am I really that cruel and cold? Well, I am a fiendish mad scientist, so it suits me. I finish typing and place my thumb over the send button, and then I press down. Sending. Dun 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 dun. Okay. So I'm guessing that was the intro. Nope. That was one hell of a send button. What? What was that? Wait. Look around. They're gone. Summer break. Noon. The busiest street in town. Just now, thousands of pedestrians vanished into thin air. Is this a dream? Am I hallucinating? I don't know. I'm sorry, I just had the lyrics for Bohemian Rhapsody drop into my head then. But they're gone. I saw them vanish with my own 2 eyes. I stand petrified, speechless, and alone on the empty street, desperate to find someone, anyone. I look up. And there, at the top of Radicon, sticking out from the 8th floor event hall where we just were, is a crashed satellite. like that 90% of the stuff is untranslated in the pictures, and then like they'll just pick random words and just translate those. Okay. We finished the prologue. Hey, can you see us? Why won't you answer? I'm asking you a question. Yes, you on the other side of my monitor. Your silence only strengthens my hypothesis. I suppose that, from your perspective, it appears that we are the ones inside the monitor. Well, but there you're wrong. 貴様が現実だと思っているその世界は実はすべて虚構。もちろん貴様自身もな。Just give me a second. Oh no, it was just my interface was telling me that the stream had crashed. But it doesn't appear to have crashed? Maybe? Oh, doesn't appear so. I think the stream is just being a bit oversensitive of the dashboard. For it is you who are inside. Your reality is nothing but lies and shadows. Naturally, that includes you, too. True reality is on this side of the screen. Don't believe me? I don't blame you. For are those who can handle the truth. But no matter, I shall speak in simpler terms, easy to understand even for you. This is a future gadget laboratory located in the Akihibara district of Tokyo. We call it simply the lab. Our purpose is to shatter this system and plunge the world into chaos. Really? You shouldn't do bad things, Akaran. Quiet! I'm a mad scientist, remember? From the station, head down Chodora until you reach Satsuru Station, then take a left to Kaburari in the alley before the traffic light. You'll find and run down Oyahama Building. The lab is on the second floor. On the first floor is a store with your repute called the Brawn Tube Workshop, and you can't miss it. 旧式のブラウン管テレビだけを扱っているショップだ。いかに電気街である秋葉原といえども、需要があるとは思えない。寂れた店なのだ。So my stream is still telling me that the audio isn't coming through. Stream is still telling me that the... No, there we go. Just double checked. No idea why it's... keep moaning at me. But there's no audio, but there's audio. I think. Yeah, I have no idea what this dashboard is. Yeah, this dashboard just keeps coming up and saying that there's no audio. So, I don't know, it's smoking crack or something. It deals exclusively in CRT monitors, of all things. Can you imagine? Even the heart of Akihibara's electric town, the demand for CRTs is practically inexcusable. But the proprietor of the Brawn Tube Workshop, Tanuji, is also the owner of the building. That's how he can afford to maintain his ridiculously niche shop, even as the land value continues to rise. Hey, he may seem like a rough sort, but he was no match for my charisma. Now, the entire second floor is mine for the next nothing. I digress. The future gadget laboratory is currently experiencing a severe shortage of manpower. We welcome dedicated scientists from all fields to apply. At present, our researchers are... Ocarin, you've got to say lab mems, not researchers. Our lab mems, our laboratory members, are 3. I am the founder of the Future Gadget Lab, Lab Mem number 001. The insane, mad scientist, Hayuan Kayuma. Ocarin is cuter though. Next, we have our resident cosplayer and only female member, Lab Mem number 002, Sheena Mayuri. Call me Mayushi. I like making costumes more than wearing them. I have no idea what these tips are. And last, we have our resident super hacker, Lab Mem number 003, Ashida Hitaru. Stop calling me that. It's super hacker. Duh. Here, at the Future Gadget Laboratory, we devote ourselves to the art of invention. For details, see our lab's homepage. Our top priority, of course, is to develop weapons for the war with the Dark Dominion, but that research has spawned a number of offshoot inventions. In fact, that's all it's spawned. Our arsenal of future gadgets is up to 8, but this is just the beginning. I have a total of 108 inventions to create. Like in that tennis manga, right? I get it. No, it's the number of earthly desires and mortals, you at-channel junkie. And I thought I told you, you are not to interrupt me when I'm talking. Yeah, wouldn't want to interrupt you talking to yourself. I'm not talking to myself. Can't you see? I'm talking to the person behind the monitor. Ah, he just grinned. What are you grinning about, damn you? You don't even exist outside that monitor. Just say, don't look at me. I don't think that's gonna work. It appears our attempts to communicate have failed. It's sad to see someone so deeply in denial of reality. I like this dude in the background here, the super hacker. He's peering up over his shoulder like he's just let rip a sneaky fart. He's wondering if everybody's heard him or not, or smelling something. Just doing a sneaky look behind. Make sure nobody noticed. Maybe they think we're in the game. I doubt it's even occurred to them. But aren't your 2D girlfriends the same way? That's different. Those girls are my wives. Nobody cares about your harem. But Miyushi touched upon a very interesting theme, you know. What if we're actually just characters in a game? Anyway, we can know for sure. No. Come on! Such questions are meaningless. Our time is better spent thinking of ways to destroy the system. Nice Chunibuyu, bro. I step back from the monitor. Displayed on the screen is an ugly cute character, a Plaka Man. This is a game called Aplakaman 2, where you speak to the Aplakaman via microphone and watch him react. The game exploded in popularity when it was released 10 years ago, but personally, I find only the ugly part of ugly cute to be true. I bought it yesterday, 500 yen used, headset included. I turned to Daru with a menacing glare. Shut it, hacker, I am no Chunibuyu patient. I sweep my hair back and flash a devilish grin. I am Haoyan Kayuma. That's your character's name, right? Oh, Daru, your communication skills are beyond repair. I'll have you know that I go to a ton of offline meets and I'm always the life of the party. This fat, pie-speckled guy is my brother-in-arms and right-hand man, Ashita Utaru, nicknamed Daru, who, by the way, doesn't have any neck. He is a hardcore otaku. You can always find him in front of his computer, playing games and watching anime. He has 2D wives on whom he cheats with 3D maids. I don't agree with his preferences, but to him, anything's fine as long as it's Mo. He's a reliable and skilled partner who brings my ideas to fruition, despite his insistence that software is his forte. He knows and shows a remarkable aptitude with hardware as well. Ah, the needle bit my finger. Oh, she's constipated again. Over here, nursing a pricked finger, we have Shiina Mayuri, a 16-year-old high school student. If you can believe that. I've known her since we were both small. She's also an otaku, nowhere near Daru's level though. This ditzy girl is in charge of the lab's official costume division for women, and today she's working on costumes for her usual leisurely pace. Why does the future laboratory need costumes for women? It doesn't. The truth is that Mayuri is completely useless. Still, there is no way I could ever kick her out. After all, she was the first one to join the future gadget laboratory. I still remember the day Mayuri first came to the club. It was spring. She said to me... Oh, not constipated anymore. Miyushi is Okurin's hostage. I belong here. That is a very random freaking statement. Well, that certainly was cryptic. But her offer was my salvation. For she was the first to join me on my magnificent quest. She saved me from a solitary life on the run from the organization. I will never forget her kindness. Mayuri doesn't have to be useful. Her being here is enough. So, did Aplakaman say anything? No, nothing. The human-faced Aplaka inside the monitor was completely unresponsive. So unresponsive, you'd think the game was bugged. Whatever, I give up. Never again will I play this boring game. Damn antisocial Aplaka. Alpaca. I curse his name and smack the TV. As soon as I do... The TV makes a sound like it's shorted, and then the screen goes blank. I change the channel. Nothing. Check the power cable. Nothing. Whack it again. Nothing. I guess it's broken. Damn! This crummy TV is unleashed from the Bounchu workshop downstairs. It's probably just old. You made Mr. Alpaca angry. Damn, I'll have to get it repaired later. I turn off the TV and lie down on the couch. I'm fed up with the humidity of Japanese summers and stared at the conspicuous stain on the ceiling while fanning myself. I close my eyes, and what naturally comes to mind is that the impossible scene I saw an hour ago. They're gone. As I left Radican, everyone vanished before my eyes. I can't explain it. And it wasn't just the people on the street. The people in the stores, gone. In the restaurants, gone. Even the cars vanished, drivers and all. And it all happened in the blink of an eye. Suddenly, an empty city spread out before me. I could still hear the music from the stalls, but those catchy melodies were the only sounds of life remaining. Heat was rising from the asphalt in waves, but I felt only a cold chill down my spine. I just stood there breathless until, What's wrong? Miyuri's voice brought me back to reality. Miyuri hadn't disappeared. She was right there looking at me with those questioning eyes. Everyone disappeared just now, right? Huh? You saw it too, right? Just now, before our very eyes. Panic took a hold as the enormity of what I just seen had struck me. Unable to control myself, I grabbed Mary by her slender shoulders and shook her. Did you see it, Mary? You saw it, right? It sounded like a mosquito. Mary's head flopped back and forth with my shaking. I didn't see anything. You didn't? I stopped shaking her and looked straight into her eyes. She returned my gaze with eyes clear glass marbles. You saw something? Nothing at all. There were people here a second ago, weren't there? There were? Even the shop employees are gone. That's impossible at any measure. Of course they are. Your reply didn't make any sense. It was like this when we got here. Oh, I know. You're seeing things, aren't you? I'm sure it's cause of the heat, Totoro. How could she laugh at a time like this? I always thought that she was a bit strange, but maybe her brain is actually broken. I realized that she couldn't help me. With nowhere else to turn, I looked up at the bright blue sky. There wasn't a cloud in sight. The scorching summer sun shone bright through the gaps between Akapi's bouldrings. Naturally, my eyes drifted to the top floor of Radikan, where I had been just a moment ago. There it was, an enormous machine, like some kind of satellite, embedded in the roof of the building where, not 5 minutes before, I had found Mikisa Kurisu's body in a pool of blood. What happened to her? Just before everyone disappeared, I could have sworn that I heard an ambulance siren. Mikisa Kurisu might still be in that dark, narrow passageway, cold, bloody, and alone. The thought disturbed me, but the question at the forefront of my mind was, the hell is that satellite doing there? Right before Dr. Nakabachi's presentation, the building shook like a bomb had exploded. The roof door lock had been broken, and beyond it some Hun had placed a satellite-like machine, shrouded in smoke and glowing dust. When I first saw it, the satellite was on the rooftop, but that's not what I was seeing now. The satellite had penetrated the top floor of the building, obliterating the room when Dr. Nakabachi's press conference had been held. It must have fallen out of orbit without burning up in the atmosphere. Somehow. I knew it was crazy, but what other explanation could there be? The real question was, when did that happen? Mayuri, about the satellite. Yep, what a surprise, huh? What do you mean? What was a surprise? It made a huge kaplow sound. A huge kaplow? It certainly did make a sound, but I don't think it was kaplow. I'd say it was more like a zzz. Did that satellite fall out of the sky? Did it? Do you think any aliens were aboard? Hey, I lost my mind. What I had seen didn't match at all what Mayuri was saying. Suddenly, nothing seemed real. Had I dreamt it all? Hey, you two! Just then, a uniformed police officer ran up to us, his expression stern. What do you think you're doing here? This area is off limits. You have to leave. We're sorry. First, my good man, let's call you Officer A. I have one question. Officer A? Thousands of people just vanished. You saw it too, didn't you? What are you talking about? Get out of here. I was quickly losing confidence in my own memories. I decided to tell him about Mikisa Kurisu and get him to call an ambulance. But before I could... Look, I don't have time for your nonsense. The policeman took me by the upper arm and said, No one gets stabbed at Radicon. What? How could he say that with such certainty? While I was still trying to comprehend the situation, the policeman forcibly let me away. We were escorted to the UPX and released. There were people at the UPX, like usual. Actually, there were far more people than usual. The place was packed. Just as Officer A had said, Chowdhury had been blockaded by police, so nobody could enter. There was nothing that we could do, so we headed back to the lab. And that brings us to the present. I am baffled. Did the whole hour since the beginning of Nakabachi's presentation really happen? I check online for any news. The net is buzzing about the mysterious machine that crashed into Radican. All of the major stations in Tokyo, even To TV, are running special bulletins about it. Fortunately, it doesn't look like anyone was hurt, but Chowdhury is still closed off. Akahibara Station is jammed with reporters and curious onlookers. Nobody has mentioned anything about the disappearances of thousands of people from Akabe's streets, nor about Makisa Kurisu's murder. It's all a mystery. A mystery? Ah, I see. So that's it. From the sofa, I spring to my feet, a wide grin on my face. Daru and Mayuri turn and stare. Strange, looks like they're standing up. This is all an elaborate cover-up by the organization. Their influence has corrupted the local law enforcement, which means our entire government may already be under their control. My God. But they underestimated me, for I am not so easily played. One day I will expose their deeds and put an end to their reign. Having come to a satisfactory conclusion, I take a celebratory bottle of Dr. P, my favorite soda, from the fridge. The lab has no air conditioning. Ice-cold drinks are essential. Ah, the elixir of intellectuals. A drink fit for a genius. Cola's better. Okuran really loves his Dr. P. I pity the man who knows not the greatness of this beverage. Step through the curtain dividing its center, and you'll enter the heart of the future gadget laboratory, the development room. Just as the name implies, this is the room where we develop future gadgets. Needless to say, it's strictly off limits to outsiders. Yes, I know the setup is cheap. Maybe another hour. We'll see how it goes. If it's still going okay, then and maybe 2. I might take a bit of a break in the middle. I would much rather have an airlock than a curtain, but our research budget is already scraping the bottom of the barrel. Besides, what's important isn't money, it's ambition. I poked Daru and bid him to follow me into the development room. All of the windows here are weather stripped with the package taped, so it's dim and hot. Morning, Derek. How are you doing this morning? Almost like a sauna. I've been wanting to buy an air conditioner for the lab, but there's no money for it. We're currently accepting donations. Upon entering the development room, I pick up the lab coat and lazily drape it over the chair and put it on. I always wear a lab coat in the development room for practical reasons as well as symbolic ones. Daru, however, refuses to wear his. Putting it on and taking it off apparently is too much trouble for him. He can't be bothered to do anything that doesn't interest him. It's men like him who give our generation a bad name. His lab coat, purchased from my own pocket money I might add, just sits on the shelf. It's never been worn and probably never will be. What plan? Daru gives me a blank look. I sigh and turn his attention to the table in the middle of the room. Sitting majestically on top of the table is a commercial-grade microwave oven. It's significantly larger than the new home models. The plan, as in the plan, obviously. I'm talking about perfecting gadget number 8. Oh, that. How was I supposed to know what you meant? We've known each other for what, 3 years now? We went to high school together, and now we're going to the same university. We share an inseparable bond, like prison cellmates. He's only been a lab member for 2 months, though. We were different in classes junior high, and actually we didn't talk at all. So, 2 years? Details. This point that we've known each other for a long time. I expect you to keep up with me. And nope. Awkward silence. Man, all I wanted to do was have one of those cool cryptic conversations where we talk about plans and preparations and other important sounding stuff, but no one knows what it means except us. Shot down again. I've had a decent day, Illis. And you? I hope you've had a decent one. And if it's the beginning of your day, I hope you have a good one. So, are we any closer to figuring out what's wrong with gadget number 8? Not yet. So far, the Future Gadget Laboratory has completed a total of 8 inventions. As I explained to Aplak Command, the lab's primary goal is to develop weapons for the war against the Dark Dominion, led by the organization that rules the world from the shadows. At present, we haven't completed any inventions of the sort. On contrary, we haven't even figured out what we should make. But along the way, we have managed to create some ingenious, futurish gadgets as a byproduct of our research. It is a fundamental truth of science that great inventions are often created by accident. In other words, serendipity. Allow me to introduce our glorious future gadgets. Gadget number 1, the bit particle gun. Gadget number 2, the bamboo halocam. Gadget number 3, could this be Aura Aura? Gadget number 4, Mode Snake. Gadget number 5, once again I've made a worthless object by Gaomon. Gadget number 6, Salomoon Saber. Gadget number 7, Ghost in the Ball. And they can all be seen on our website that Daro made, so feast your eyes upon the product of a mad scientist's genius. Anyway, the current problem is future gadget number 8, the Bone Wave, name subject to change. Bone Wave is a pretty weak name, so I've added name subject to change to the end until we come up with something better. For the record, it was Mayuri's idea, not mine. When the future gadget is completed, the 3 of us discuss what to name it. I prefer names based on mythology, or names with hidden meanings that need extra explanations to understand. Daru thinks my naming style is too ridiculous. He just doesn't have a passion for words like I do. Mayuri can't be bothered to remember difficult names. She says they don't fit in her head. And so, our opinions on gadget names are always split. But I digress. The Phone Wave, name subject to change, is, in short, a remote-controlled microwave. You put food into the microwave before you leave. Then, on your way back, you call the attached cell phone to start the heating process. Voila! Hot food ready for your arrival. So, basically, it's a piece of junk. A few days ago, however, we discovered that the Phone Wave, name subject to change, has a second unintended capability. Our brave, or possibly just ditzy Mayuri had made it her daily routine to heat up some frozen fried chicken by remote control. Long story short, she was defrosting her beloved juicy chicken number 1, as usual, when the unexpected happened. The chicken came out more frozen than she'd put it in. The microwave refroze the chicken. Since then, Daru and I have been searching for the cause. We tried copying what Mayurishi did, but we just can't reproduce the freezing phenomenon. And when we tried to freeze the banana, it turned out really weird. I just don't get it. Daru, now looking completely fed up with the heat, starts fanning himself with his shirt. I don't know what he means by really weird. Let's see if we can make it happen again. Mayuri! Mayuri, bring forth the bananas! Are you going to turn them into galbanas again? That's been bugging me, Mayushi. Can you stop calling them galbanas? But galbanas are galbanas. I take the bananas from Mayuri and stick the whole bunch into the phone wave. Name subject to change. Why do you have to use the whole bunch? It's a waste of food. Your stinginess could cost us the battle with the organization. That's fine with me. Mayushi always buys the bananas, and now Mayushi can't eat a single one. Next time we'll only do one banana. But I already put the whole bunch in, so I ignore her hungry complaints. The phone wave, name subject to change, is simple to use. It's a microwave phone. A microwave with a phone taped on. The number is already in my address book. I just need to call the phone wave. Now, where did I put my phone? I check my pants and my coat pockets. Now, where did I put my phone? I check my pants and my coat pockets. Now, where did I put my phone? I check my pants and coat pockets. Let's press the phone triggers button to call the cell phone and make a call with the phone wave. Name subject to change. It allows to confirm controller settings from config of your system menu. Yeah? Okay, so I need to go to... Where did I put my phone? I have no idea what this is. Config. Guessing this is a button I'm supposed to be pushing. Okay. Much confusion I have. Let's press the phone triggers button and call the cell phone. I'm not seeing it. I'm seeing this button. Not exactly sure what I'm supposed to be doing here. Guessing there's... Yeah, but it's not giving me any place to see what the keys are. It allows you to confirm the controller settings. Okay. Try this again. Yay. Where's it? Config. Page 1. Page 2. Page 3. I'm not seeing anywhere that tells me the answer. You can tell I'm a glorious gamer with this. Help. There we go. Z and C. Okay. So what we want to do is phone somebody, open address book, and phone wave. Cool. I'm connected. Hello, this is the phone wave, name subject to change. This is the voice of Mayushi Guidance, the system Daru programmed to operate the phone wave. Do you hear Mayushi's voice? Be quiet, I'm just trying to listen. You can operate the timer from this menu. After pushing the hash button, please enter the heating time in seconds. For example, press hash 60 for 1 minute. For 2 minutes, press hash 120. Entering the command properly will cause the phone wave, name subject to change, to function like a normal microwave. Instead, we're going to deliberately mess up and enter 120 hash. 1, 2, hash. That should do it. This method was originally a simple mistake on Mayuri's part, but it somehow starts the freezing process. The phone wave, name subject to change, comes to life. The turntable begins to rotate. Nice turntable, right? It's even spinning backwards. Backwards? I never noticed that. That might have serious implications if we take quantum critical behavior driven by Hund's rule. Yeah, no. No, not Hund's rule. No. Okay. The three of us wait and stare at the spinning banana. After 120 seconds pass, the microwave chimes. Mayuri takes the bananas out. Your bananas are ready. The bananas have become, not bananas, gelatinous blobs coated with a thin membrane. That sounds disgusting. After Mayuri discovered that the phone wave, name subject to change, had a freezing function, we attempted to freeze a bunch of bananas. This is what happened. It just gets more confusing each time. Daru, wouldn't you mind eating one of these, would you? Of course you wouldn't. It's for science. Your sacrifice will forever be remembered. They look really nasty. Their taste doesn't matter. What matters is that you eat it. So come on, Daru. No need to be shy. Break a leg or a stomach. Go for it. No. Fine. Mary, the honor shall be yours. But gull bananas are all gloopy, droopy, soft and squishy. Wait, she really tried one. It had no flavor and wasn't tasty at all. Gloopy, droopy, soft and squishy. Daru, what do you think? Soft and squishy bananas, huh? Soft and squishy banana. Okay. Getting a bloody nose because of a soft and squishy banana. Okay. Mayushi, say our bananas are all soft and squishy for me. Daru-kun, your nose is bleeding. Please, just say it. Your bananas are all soft and, don't make her say that, you perv. Daru retreats after I hit him with the tissue box. Mayuri looks at us with an innocent smile. She doesn't get it, obviously. Anyway, they're gelatinous and semi-solid state of matter. In other words, there is a possibility that the intermolecular bonds have weakened. What could have partially liquefied the bananas? I've got it! I turn the whiteboard and write freezing in the middle, then I cross it out and slap the board with my hand. What we thought of was freezing function is actually something else. A bold statement, even if I do say so myself. So why isn't anyone surprised? Now's the time to shout. What do you say? Come on, don't be shy. The reactions are pathetically weak. Mayuri probably didn't even understand half of what I said. Yeah, we already knew that. Oh. The problem is we don't know what it is doing, or why it is doing it. If it's the opposite of freezing, then couldn't it be thawing them? What a silly question, Mayuri. What you're describing is just a normal microwave. Then, what is it? We don't know, and that's the problem. He's right. To be honest, I haven't got a clue. In any case, there's nothing we can do about it now. It's time for Daru and I to hit Diaburu. There is going to be a seminar at ATF and we have to be there. It's part of our studies at Tokyo Denkai University. Summer credits, basically. We have to attend the seminar and write a report. Come to think of it, today's seminar about again. I looked it up before the summer holiday began. I should have written it down. Behind me is a large, unidentified object that crashed into a building near Akahibara Station. The building is under police barricade. No one is allowed to approach, but from some distance the object appears to be some kind of satellite. As we cross the overpass that connects UPX and Diaburu, we look down to see a huge crowd of people moving through the plaza. There are even some garishly dressed young men and women, the sort that you don't usually see around Akiba. Everyone is walking towards the main street, which is still cordoned off. Daru, aren't you going to go check out Radikun? No point, can't get close. I've been following the news online though. There's already 100 threads about it at Channel. It's huge, man. Oh, so that's why he was staring at his phone earlier. Now there's randomly music. We enter Diaburu and the elevator to the 5th floor of the ATF Assembly Hall. Man, I see, I'm alive. Unlike the lab, Diaburu has air conditioning. Yet another reason for our diligent participation in the seminar. About the phone wave, name, subject to change, I might have found our answer. You know, that name subject to change thing is really annoying. I won't give in that easily, even if no other lab members use name subject to change. I will carry on until the day we decide it's the true name. Now's not the time. So, what's your latest ridiculous theory? What do you mean, ridiculous? My genius brain considers every possibility, even those a lesser mind would say break the laws of nature. Don't you dare call that ridiculous. So, basically, you're just putting stuff out of your ass. You can't call that science. Daru, I have a hunch that the phone wave, name, subject to change, may be the key to opening Steins Gate. How's that? Steins, what? You lost me back with that ridiculous, man. A chime signals the arrival on the 5th floor. We've got mail. Mayuri. I'm really sad about dropping my UPA. It's worse than last year when I missed buying fatty Gero Froggy. Okay. That's interesting. Can't do that. Sad thing is I do remember phones like this. Yeah. Anyways, a chime signals our arrival on the 5th floor. The elevator's doors open slowly as we step out of the elevator. Bam! Ah! I bump into someone. I quickly grab the person's shoulder to keep them from falling. I'm sorry. Dum dum dum. What? It's a girl. And I recognize her. You! Impossible! Chills run down my spine. I stare at her face in disbelief. I saw this girl just 3 hours ago. At least it didn't flash the red. My eyes! Makasa Kurisu. I'm still not pronouncing it the same. I got an excited mongrel looking for attention. Is there something wrong? Kurisu frowns and tries to back away. But I don't let go of her shoulder. My grip tightens. Ow! You should be dead. Why are you here? And you're even... There isn't a single bloodstain on her clothes, and they're the same ones she was wearing when I found her. Only a serious wound could have produced that much blood. Yet, as far as I can tell, she's completely uninjured. Not a scratch. Hey, that hurts. Let me go. Pow! Kurisu pushes me away. Then she shoots me a wary glare. I realize that I'm gaping in disbelief. What's wrong with you? You're okay, but that's impossible. Someone stabbed you. I saw you lying in a pool of blood. That again. Daru interrupts. Wait, there's something strange about what he said. What do you mean, again? I mean, you sent me that email like a week ago, right? I sent you an email? Don't be ridiculous. I saw her dead just 3 hours ago. Hey, could you not talk about me like that? I'm perfectly fine. You know, that message was kinda weird. It was dated a week after I got it, which means it came from the future. Which is immediately what you jump to in that situation. It came from the future? That sounds like something you read on the internet, Daru. It's rare for you to talk about ridiculous theories. No, the date was definitely a week later. It came from, the 28th. Wait, that's today. Daru pulls out his phone and shows it to me. He's right, the email was sent from my phone. He received it on the 21st at 12:56. But it was sent on July 28th at 12:54. It was split into 3 emails. Someone, stab. Bed, Makasi, K. Kurisu, don't. Why did I send such short messages in 3 parts? And it looks like the 3rd email got cut off. I do not recognize the content, though. No, I do recognize the content, though. This is the email I sent you 3 hours ago. But I sent 1 mail, not 3, and there should be more text. Did Daru really get this a week ago? Interesting. Suddenly, Kurisu is standing next to me, peering intently at the screen of Daru's phone. Oh, right. The email's not important. Well, maybe it is, but not right now. The real question is why she's still alive. Is she an illusion? No, an evil spirit. Am I haunted? I don't believe in such unscientific drivel. I am a mad scientist. I timidly reach out to Kurisu's face. My fingers stroke her hair. Feels silky, quite the cuticles. Substance. She has substance. Of course she's not a ghost. How silly of me. Ocarin, I don't think that's a good idea. I poke Kurisu's cheek with my finger. Such softness. Dead bodies don't feel like this. Not that I've ever touched one. Hey, wait a minute. We already touched when I bumped into her coming out of the elevator. I even grabbed her shoulder before being pushed away. And I still doubted that she had substance. That's just proof of how confused I am. If she's alive, then what did I see back at Radican? What was that scream I heard? Were they hallucinations? Just like the mass disappearance. That's right, she was stabbed. Maybe she's just hiding her wounds. This requires further investigation and a minor assault. I grab the hem of her blouse and slowly lift. Are you trying to get yourself arrested? I just want to know the truth. I stare straight back at Kurisu as she trembles with anger and lift her blouse a little higher. What truth, you perv? You stupid? Want to die? She pushes my hand away. Louis-chan's famous line for the win. Daru shouts something silly, but I ignore him and press Kurisu. I know what I saw. No way. Did you just see my underwear? Kurisu's face turns bright red. She firmly pulls her blouse down. No, you fool, not that. Earlier this afternoon, after Dr. Nakabachi's presentation, someone killed Makisa Kurisu and left her in a pool of blood. I carefully explain everything that I saw. Wait, Dr. Nakabachi? What are you talking about, Ocarin? Dr. Nakabachi's presentation was cancelled. Cancelled? Yeah, because of the satellite crash. Something's wrong. Our stories aren't matching. It's the same thing that happened right after I saw the mass disappearance. Mayuri's story didn't match mine. I need to know. Am I caught in some sinister plot? Is this another organization conspiracy? Excuse me, my name is Howen Kayuma. Really, man, you're hopeless. Anyway, Hayuan-san, I'd like to hear your story in more detail. Looks like she finally understands that I'm not lying. But I still don't understand why my memories don't match everyone else's. I doubt that I can give her a good explanation. Just then, an older man steps out of the assembly hall. Makisa-san, it's almost time. Huh. All right, thank you. Kurisu glances at me one more time, then sighs and heads towards the small conference room. We should go to... Go where? To hear the lecture, duh. Ah, that. Daru follows after Kurisu. Did she come to attend this lecture too? Strange. Why would the girl genius Makisa Kurisu need to attend a lecture like this? Okay, my guess was a bit off. The girl genius didn't come to attend the lecture. I'd like to thank everyone for coming to hear me speak today. She's the one giving the lecture. Japan's famous girl genius Makisa Kurisu, who had her thesis published at the tender age of 17. According to Daru, she turned 18 a few days ago. I first heard about her when Daru pointed her out in a gossip magazine article. That's when he told me that she was going to be a guest at ATF. I'd forgotten all about it. It's my first time giving a lecture like this, so please forgive me if I'm a little nervous. The audience is pretty mixed. It's mostly students like us, but there are also a couple of professors. And Kurisu gave me a sharp look. What did I do? When I return her stare, she quickly averts her eyes. I don't care if she's a genius or whatever. I don't like her. She may have these people fooled with a timid girl act, but I've learned at Radicon how cunning and aggressive she really is. Even her murder was some kind of hallucination. My judgment of her character is still correct. For today's lecture, I've been asked to speak on the subject of time travel. It's not really my area of expertise, but I'll try my best. Time travel? Oh. Let me start by saying that time travel is an absurd concept. Objection! Ooh, constipation is back. Huh? Every member of the audience, not just Kurisu, is startled by my interruption. Perhaps I'm being slightly rude here, but I'm not the one to sit and listen to some genius girl's drivel. It's presumptuous of you to claim that time travel is absurd. Ocarin, you're a magnificent fool. Sitting at my side, Daru throws me a small salute. ATF staff are approaching, probably to kick me out. Perhaps I got too carried away. Oh, not constipated anymore. Okay, it's fine, I guess. It'll be easier to talk in a discussion format. Thanks to her proposal, the event staff refrained from escorting me out. She sounds a little pissed, but let's not mind that. But before that, please listen to my thoughts on the subject. Scientists have proposed many theoretical models of time travel, but there are 11 in particular that bear mentioning. What are the major theories of time travel? I've heard about the cosmic string theory at least. The 11 theories. 1. The neutron star theory, black hole theory, light speed theory, tachyon theory, wormhole theory, exotic matter theory, cosmic string theory, quantum gravity theory, cesium laser theory, elementary particle ring and laser theory, Dirac antiparticle theory. Not bad. Perhaps Makisa Kurisu is a worthy rival after all. However, all of these models are purely theoretical. Some of them even contradict each other. Well, what if someone comes up with a 12th model? Oh, right. Well... Constipation again. It could be contradicted by a 13th model, now couldn't it? Damn, she twisted my question and used it against me. Touché, girl genius. Suddenly, I feel eyes on me. Some puffed-up professors are giving me hard looks from across the room. Maybe I got too carried away. I don't want to risk losing my credits. I should back off for now. By the way, time travel as the future is available to us right now, according to Einstein's special theory of relativity. For example, let's say someone were to go to Haneda Airport and board a plane headed to Okinawa. Upon arrival, that person would be about 100 millionth of a second farther into the future than I am. What does that mean? According to the special theory of relativity, time moves slower for objects as they approach the speed of light. For example, if you could run at near the speed of light, you could reach a point where time only moves half as fast for you. If you were to keep running at that speed for 24 hours, 48 hours would elapse for the rest of the world, meaning that you would jump a day into the future. Understand, Hoan Koyama? Why are you singling me out? I'm doing my best to hold back, but it looks like Makisa Kurisu wants to pick a fight. I wish that she hadn't said my name in front of so many people. It's too great a risk to let others know my true name. But that's not really time travel, is it? Now a professor calmly makes an objection. True, Makisa Kurisu's example isn't strictly time travel, per se. But I never expected an older man, a professor of that, to refute an 18-year-old girl. Maybe he's just testing the genius girl's resilience. Yes, you're right. The genius girl really concedes the point. If she were a normal 18-year-old, it would be impossible for her to do this calm in front of all these people. A normal 18-year-old girl would panic when refuted by such a distinguished-looking professor. And yet, Makisa Kurisu's giving off an aura of gutsiness that says, I can take this guy on. Then what about going into the past? Going into the past is possible right now. Take a look at the sky at night. You can see the light from tens of thousands of years ago, can't you? That's not time travel either. This time, it's a nearby student who objects. Well, I was just getting started. Was it just me, or did Kurisu look a little nervous just now? Let's say we wanted to make a machine that could physically transport people through time. What would we need? The best candidates for this are the cosmic strings and the wormholes. A cosmic string is a string-shaped crevice with an extreme mass. A string-shaped crevice. That must be how they enter our universe. But do cosmic strings really exist? The crevice is about as wide as an elementary particle and at least as long as the diameter of the galaxy. Sciencey stuff does sciencey things. It has immense mass, so it distorts space-time. If you were to travel through that distortion, you could make a full circle around the string in less than 360 degrees. In short, you can do something resembling a warp. This is called a space-time angular deficit. When you pass through an area of angular deficit, transit time becomes zero. Now we apply this to cosmic string moving at near light speed. According to the special theory of relativity, time will flow slower for the cosmic string in relation to its surroundings. Therefore, passing through the area of angular deficit would cause the transit time to become negative instead of zero. In other words, you will arrive in the past after transit. If you use two cosmic strings, you can do a space deficit jump. If you loop back to the original location, you can return to the same time you started revolving. And that, roughly speaking, is time travel by means of cosmic string. By the way, just so nobody misunderstands, cosmic strings are not the same as superstrings. Now then, you need three things in order to travel to the past with cosmic strings. The first, the cosmic strings themselves, 2 strings to be exact. By the way, they are hypothesized to exist only where the universe was first formed, so they might be a little hard to find. Second, you would need energy required to make them move at near light speed. How much energy do you think you'd need to accelerate something as long as the Milky Way to near speed of light? I'm pretty sure that it's more than 1.21 gigawatts. This earns a few chuckles from the audience. Third, you need a spaceship capable of reaching these cosmic strings and returning, with that time traveler alive, of course. What do you think, Howard-san? Care to take on a challenge of cosmic string time travel? Like, that's even possible. And why the hell is she addressing me? I wasn't even the one who jeered her this time. Looks like Howard-san doesn't want to take on the challenge. In that case, let's consider wormholes. They may be a little more realistic than cosmic strings. By the way, Howard-san, do you know what a wormholes are? No! Don't ask me, I'm trying to hold back here. Since I've been challenged, though, I can't leave the question unanswered. It's like a shortcut through space, right? Yes, that's correct. Looks like she stubbed her toe. Phew, I got it right. I sigh inwardly in relief. There are two wormholes joined by a tunnel. No matter how far away wormholes are, transit time through the tunnel is 0. But, oh no, there's a problem. The wormhole tunnel suffers from supergravity and collapses as soon as it opens. So we need something to negate the effects of gravity. So-called exotic matter, a substance with negative mass which repulses other matter. Negative mass, huh? Is it something that floats if you leave it on the ground? Maybe not. I can't even begin to imagine what it would be like. Kurisu raises her right fist. Say that the wormhole tunnel is being squished by an invisible fist. In order to pass through, you need something that could oppose the fist's grasping force so that I can squish it anymore. Kurisu opens her fist. If you stabilize the tunnel with exotic matter injection, the instantaneous travel between wormholes becomes possible. To travel through time, however, takes a little more effort. For example, let's say there's a wormhole entrance here in Akihabara, and the exit is Los Angeles. First, we send the wormhole in LA all the way to the end of the universe at near the speed of light, and once it's there, we yank it back to LA. How? According to the special theory of relativity, time slows down for objects moving at speed of light, meaning the hole that returned to LA would be further in the past than Akihabara hole. So now, if Howen's son jumped into the wormhole, he'd arrive in LA several years before he left. However, this still can't be called true time travel. It only seems that way. This is called the Hiroshima effect. The important part is the return to Akihabara from LA through the wormhole once more, since transit time is 0. Howen will return to Akihabara several years in the past, time travel complete. The prerequisites for wormhole travel are simpler than the ones for cosmic string travel. First, the wormhole itself. They may exist somewhere in the universe, but nobody has ever seen one. Second, the energy required to move a wormhole to the end of the universe and back at near light speed. Third, exotic matter, which, by the way, has not been confirmed to exist. So, implementation of either one would require a ridiculous amount of effort. Now, do you see what I mean when I say time travel is an absurd concept? Time travel theories are just thought experiments. Not one of them can create a viable time machine. That is my answer. Isn't there anything simpler, like something you can pull out of a drawer just to use, or something? I am afraid not. A firm declaration. This is the limit of modern physics. I can't say how it might change in 10 years, though. Besides, even if someone did overcome the logistical requirements, there may be other factors that prevent time travel from working. And that's because fundamental problems concerning the principle of causality have not yet been solved. You mean time paradoxes and conservation of mass. The mass of the entire universe is constant. If a time machine traveled from the future to the past, there would suddenly be extra mass in the time machine as its pilot in the past. I remember reading in a book, not a terribly reputable book, but still, that such a violation of mass of conservation would put the universe in danger. It didn't say what kind of danger, though. If you think the conservation of mass applies to macro systems like the universe or microsystems like atoms or elementary particles, you are mistaken. What? Is that true? She's laughing at my reaction. That little... Ugh, how mortifying. Conservation of mass only applies to chemical reactions. It doesn't hold in modern physics at all. Something can come from nothing. Wow, that's pretty amazing. Then what is the problem? The time paradox of time paradoxes. In other words, the grandfather paradox. Oh, that thing where you kill your own ancestors before you were born. As long as this paradox goes unsolved, time travel can never be realized. Never. But if you just don't kill them, you think that of it like a sci-fi movie, it's not just because your family tree. There are far greater dangers than that. Really? That doesn't seem that dangerous. Any paradox, no matter how small, would cause the total collapse of causality, reality, and every other physical law in existence. Paradoxes are nothing more than thought experiments. They cannot occur in reality, and they should not. Nothing that is even a 0.000001% chance of causing a paradox can happen. The universe won't allow it. Wouldn't you say that's a logical conclusion? There may be loopholes, like parallel worlds or self-consistency principle, but these seem too much like fantasy for me to accept. I grind my teeth. When I see Makisa Kurisu looking at me with a composed expression, I avert my eyes. Looks like I have no choice but to concede. Makisa Kurisu truly is a genius. I ended up listening to all of Kurisu's lecture at the ATF. After the two time travel theories she introduced at the beginning, she explained the rest in equal eloquence. She seemed a little nervous at first, but that quickly changed as she spoke. By the end, it was an impressive lecture. So impressive that you wouldn't think that she was an 18-year-old first time. She did well to respond to my malicious questions with sarcasm. She's got guts. Wait, why am I praising her? Leaving that aside, I saw Makisa Kurisu dead, and yet she is alive. My memories don't mesh with reality. And not just about Kurisu, my conversations with Daru and Mayuri didn't make sense either. Everything would be solved if I just told myself that I saw was a dream, an illusion. It never happened. But never say never. This leaves me with no choice. After parting ways with Daru at ATF, I head to Yanabuyashi Shrine. I need to get exercised. I seriously doubt that Makasi Kurisu at the ATF was a ghost. Regardless, it's unnatural to seek an exorcism after such an experience. I'm Japanese, it's in our blood. Yanabayashi Shrine is located at the other side of Kanda River. To find it, enter the first side road after crossing the Matsunabashi Bridge. It's a very small shrine that doesn't fit with the surrounding multi-tenant buildings. Kanda Myojin is the more famous shrine in Akiba, but I deliberately chose this one. It's a shrine so small you could easily miss it if you weren't looking. Regardless, I can hear the chirping of the cicadas from the few trees growing here. It's Ocarin! There are two girls standing in front of the main building. One of them is Mayuri. The other is a docile-looking beauty in a traditional Miko attire. Rushabara Luka, a stunning example of the feminine charm and grace. Lips delicate like cherry blossoms in bloom, the essence of Japanese beauty, the chief priest's son. That's right, son. Lovely in every way, but he's a guy. Good afternoon, Okabe-san. He bows his head, the voice of a girl, the mannerisms of a girl, more feminine than any girl that I know. But he's a guy. Taller than Mary, yet oh so slender. But he's a guy. Looks stunning in Mika robes, but he's a guy. Holding a bamboo broom, apparently in the middle of cleaning. But he's a guy. It's almost evening, yet still hot as hell outside. But he's a guy. Damn cicadas won't shut up. But he's a guy. Look, Cuckoo, the blade I gave you, what happened to it? He's a friend of mine. I call him Cuckoo. We met when I rescued him from some aggressive photographers in Akiba's pedestrian haven. It also so happens that Cuckoo and Mayuri are classmates. I learned that fact after I'd gotten to know him. Cuckoo is taken aback by my sharp question. He starts fidgeting with his flushed face and tears in his eyes. You mean the demon sword Cinemadara? Correct. I bought it for you so you could learn to control your power. Oh yeah, you bought the blade works, right? I think it said it cost 980. Don't say another word anymore and they will come to silence you. They're gonna silence me. That's for worrying about me, Ocarin. But who are they? I ignore Mayuri's question. So, Cuckoo, why are you making sure to practice with the Samadara like I told you? Yes, I do practice swings once a day. As long as you carry with you and master the Soshin Sama school of swordsmanship, you can prevent the dark flame inside you from consuming your soul. Demon Sword Samadara may be an imitation sword, but that is only the form it takes to hide from the world. When one worthy to wield it appears, it unleashes its true power. And it was on sale for only 980 yen, tax included. Thank you, Okaba-san. It was a wonderful present. My name isn't Okaba. It's a Ocarin. I'm sorry, Koyuma-san. As long as you understand. Now, speak the words. I'll say Kangaloo. No, not Kangaloo. Kangaroo. Yes. I'll say Kangaroo. Did I get it right? Cuckoo smiles happily as I nod. Thank you. Such a lovely smile. But he's a guy. Such a beautiful master-disciple relationship. Mayushi's not a Fujushi, but she's getting a little excited. Mayuri-chan, please don't imagine such things. Jeez. Though we do have a master-disciple relationship. I, Hoshin Kayama, have gone to great lengths to brainwash, teach Lakoko about the evil conspiracies that rule the world, and how to resist them. That stuff about the demon sword Samadara is part of that training. Looks aside, Lakoko is very obedient and hard-working. Plus, he's always eager to learn new things, though he does have a weakness of not catching on too quickly and being too shy. What are you doing here, Mayuri? I came to see Laku-kun. Komima's coming up next month and I want him to cosplay the Kiriya-chan from Rannet, but he won't say yes. But cosplaying, that's just too embarrassing for me. But I'm sure you'll look great in it. The phrase, someone in this cute can't be a girl, is really popular, you know. Come on, make your cosplay debut. Mayuri's hobby is making costumes. She's made at least 30 so far, but it's rare for her to wear one herself. Instead, she seems to get her kicks from seeing other people wear them. And it looks like she's chosen Lakoku for her next target. Naturally, the costume Mayuri is currently raving about is for female character. Normally, I would understand why a man wouldn't want to dress like a girl. But come on, Lakaku has no problem wearing Miko robes. But, whatever, I have business to take care of. Save the trivial stuff for later. But it's really important to Miyushi. And it's trivial to me. Anyway, Lakoku, there's a good reason for me being here today. I need you to perform an exorcism. An exorcism? Then I'll go get my dad. Please what? No, it's nothing that serious. Just need some peace of mind. That's why I came here instead of Kanda Shrine. So, with that said, bring out the usual. The usual? You mean the Samadara? No! Who the hell uses a demon sword for an exorcism? The usual for an exorcism should be obvious. I don't know what it's called, but it's that stick with the zigzaggy paper thingies that the priest does the shaky thingy with. Very scientific. That really sounds dumb, Ocaran. Quite a shock to hear that from Mayuri. Oh, the Anusa, but I don't know if my father will lend it to me. I'll go ask him. Lakoku makes a quick bow and runs off towards his house, which is in the shrine grounds. Meanwhile, Mayuri takes a pocket watch out of her bag to check the time. It's a very old watch, not the sort you expect a high school girl to carry. Its name is Pockety. Obviously, that's the name Mayuri gave it, not its brand name or anything. Ever since elementary school, Mayuri has carried Pockety with her everywhere. It's her most important treasure. Well, time for me to go to work. Do your best. You're going straight home afterwards. Yep. Mayuri leaves in Akaburuku. She's come to Akiba by train just about every day. It should be obvious since we were childhood friends and all, but I like Akaburuku too. Though I've been staying at the lab since summer break began. See you tomorrow. I call Mayuri to stop before she trots off. Wait, Mayuri. Back at Radikun, you heard a man scream, right? Scream? Mayuri blinks several times and puts a finger to her temple as if in thought. Then she gives me her usual smile. When was that again? This afternoon. I don't think I heard anything. Ah, well, alright. Ocaran's a weirdo. Bye-bye. Mayuri leaves, this time for good, though she pauses to wave at least half a dozen times before disappearing beyond the archway. Thanks for waiting, Akaba-san. Nakaru returns shortly after Mayuri leaves, and his hands is the white, zigzaggy thing that I asked for. Dad, let me borrow it. Thank goodness. Did Mayuri-chan leave? Don't worry about Mayuri. Begin the exorcism at once, Lakoku. Okay, but do you really want me to do it? What exactly am I exercising? Lakoku is flustered. He is really up to this. I'm beginning to doubt. I should have known better. The instant doubt touches my heart, a terrible chill shoots down my spine. Ah, it's an evil spirit in my arm. I grab my violently shaking wrist. Be still, foul spirit. Hurry, Lakoku, it's trying to take over. No way, please, hang in there. I'm not Akaba-san. I'm sorry, Kayoma-san. But what should I do? The exorcism! Hurry! Just do it, like I told you. Okay. With a serious look on his face, Lakoku grasps the Anakusa and uses both hands as if it were a sword. His stance is impressive. I've taught him well. His face is red and he can barely talk. It looks like he wants to say something, but is hesitating. Panicking because he feels awkward. Amateur. Please, Luca, expel this spirit from me. I don't want to kill you. Lakuru starts crying. Looks like he's really worried. Reason tells me that he's a guy, but his lovely appearance makes me feel guilty, like I made a frail girl cry. But despite the tears welling up in his eyes, it looks like Lakuku's managed to work up his resolve. "Hear me, evil spirit!" He raises the Onusa up high, shaking his left and right. "Please leave Kayuma-san. That's great. Now strike my arm with those zigzags." The tip of the Onusa touches my upper arm. In an anime, this would be a cue for some dramatic shockwave to occur. But nothing happens. The only sound is the chirping of cicadas. Did it work? I take a deep breath. The trembling in my arm has stopped. I'm okay. Looks like you drove the evil spirit. Good job, Lakuku. Lakaku sighs in relief and blushes. I'm glad I was able to help. His shy smile really does make him look like a girl. After I get back to the lab, I take the broken TV down to the Bond Tube workshop for repairs. Daru and Mayuri have already gone home, so I have to carry the TV down the narrow staircase by myself. It's brutal, back-breaking work, but I manage. I push the workshop door open with my hips and head inside. The room is dimly lit by the setting sun, by the gloom of the offset of the glare from the gigantic CRT in the center of the room. A 42-inch CRT television doesn't seem like something you could get into a modern Japan. With LCD TVs becoming the new standard, I seriously doubt anyone would want a bulky old CRT. You can tell he works with CRTs, because if he were any smaller than that, he wouldn't be able to move them around. Yo, what's up, Okaba? Sitting in front of the huge CRT is an equally huge man reading a sports newspaper. He's the workshop manager, actually the owner of this whole building, Tanuji Yuga. I call him Mr. Braun. It's a fitting name for someone who loves brawn tubes. What's up? That TV you gave me broke, that's what. I bet you were treating it rough, weren't you? I barely managed to set the TV down on the counter. Love! You gotta treat them with love. The muscle-bound bald guy's talking about love. It sends shivers down my spine. I need the repairs post-haste. Man, why do you always talk like that? Mr. Braun begins investigating the cause of the problem. With nothing better to do, I look around the store. I don't know if it's just the dust hanging in the air, but something feels stagnant about this place. There are CRT screens everywhere. Their haphazard layout makes them seem like junk, but they're all functional, according to Mr. Braun. He's got a full range of both old and new. Some of them are probably older than me. There are even some flat screens and HD CRTs that came out just before LCDs took the market. You're open late today. Don't you usually close at around 7? The crowds in Akiba thin quickly at night. All the major electronic stores close around 8 or 9 o'clock. And then, as if the liveliness of the day was simply a lie, the town goes silent. I'm expecting someone. You mean the chipmunk of yours? Don't be calling my little girl a chipmunk, you hear? The manager glares at me and takes a photo from his wallet. It's a picture of a young girl shyly making a peace sign with the camera. One might assume this muscle-bound man to be some kind of pervert, but the girl is actually his daughter. She's about 12 years old now, I think. His love for her is second only to his love of CRTs. Or was it the other way around? I see her in the store every now and again. What was her name again? If you touch Nai, you're dead. That's it, Nai. A rare name that means to braid. She pops up at the store now and again, so we've interacted with her before. And by we, I mean Mayuri, since she's the only one Nai gets along with. Nai always hides when she sees me or Daru. I must admit, I'm impressed that she can sense my aura of madness at such an early age. Mr. Braun makes a grandiose kissing gesture at his daughter's photo. Once again, shivers run down my spine. But seriously, your daughter has this workshop ever had a customer? But seriously, besides your daughter, has this workshop ever had a customer? I've been renting on the second floor for about 6 months, and I don't recall ever seeing a customer. I would be surprised if this place were actually making any money. Ain't a customer. He puts away the photo and goes back to checking the TV, leaving me with a vague answer. There's probably a loose solder on the board. I can fix it. Really? Well then, by all means. Hold on, I'll get you an estimate. What? You're charging me? What do you think? This ain't no charity. You're the one who gave me this TV. Yeah, so what? Never said I'd service it for free. Yes, you have some gall to say that after foisting a half-broken piece of junk on us. Oh, shut up. If you don't want it, I can take it back. Though, I'll have to charge you for the safe disposal. Extortion! You dare cheat a man who very well may change the future of mankind. Ha! Who's that now? Me, of course. Who else? Brush your teeth and go to sleep, kid. You've got some nerve to backtalking when I'm letting you rent the second floor for next to nothing. So you'll have your money, Mr. Braun. In the end, I am no match for him. Just then, I hear the door open. I look up to see a girl that has entered the store. She's wearing a vintage jacket and a tight shorts that highlight her long limbs and athletic figure. I find myself particularly impressed by her well-defined thighs. What's up? Suddenly, time stops. It feels like someone activated the world. The girl is still standing there with her arm in the air. Her smile gradually fades into confusion. What kind of reaction was she hoping for? Seriously. Anyway, she's the person Mr. Braun was expecting. Maybe she's someone he knows personally. Another daughter. Or, dare I say it, his girlfriend. She finally drops her pose and clears her throat. I called earlier. I'm Amana. And just like that time starts moving again. Oh, so you're the kid from the job interview. I'm Tanuji, the manager. A job interview? This young woman? You want to work with this dull, dirty, depressing, dead-ridden broad tube workshop with a filthy old manager. You want an extra 1,000 yen added to your rent. My words are about the truth, though I suppose it is not my place to get involved. Anyway, I had no idea Broad Tube Workshop was hiring. You always look so, free. I didn't know you needed the help. Actually, I'm the one who begged for the job. The girl looks a little embarrassed. The boss refused at first, but I wouldn't take no for an answer. That's honestly surprising. Kids with drive are rare these days. Take a seat right there, young lady. Oh, thank you. Looks like there's going to be a formal interview. I was going to leave, but since Mr. Braun hasn't kicked me out, I'll stick around a bit longer. The girl's expression is stiff. I guess she's nervous, just because of a part-time job interview. In contrast to how she said that she wouldn't take no for an answer, she doesn't seem so enthusiastic. Right, what was your name again? Amana Suzuha. Age? 18. Same as me. Student? No. She shakes her head. Why do you want to work here? Because I love CRTs. Hired! You start tomorrow. Wait, what? Is this some sort of joke? Are we on camera? Thanks, boss. Finally, Amana Suzuha seems to relax. Then she looks at me. Who are you? You dare ask my name? Banish the thought from your head, girl. To learn it would place your life in jeopardy. Countless women have learned my name only to find themselves targets of the organization. Sarah in America, Claudia in Italy, Simone in France. I won't put anyone else in danger. Hey, stop putting things out of your ass. He just doesn't understand my pain. This idiot rents the second floor, name's Akaba Rintaru. My name is not Akaba, it's Howen. Quit it, or I raise your rent. I'm Akaba Rintaru. The girl stands up, places her hand on my shoulder, and looks me in with a serious expression. I don't know anything about this organization that's after you. But if you were ever in trouble, Akaba Rintaru, let me know. I can help with stuff like that. Huh? Stuff like what? If necessary, I can hurt them so bad they'll never bother you again. Mr. Braun, I don't think you should hire her. Yeah, she might be a wild one. I'll fire her if she causes any trouble. Anyway, ignore that organization nonsense. It's all in Akaba's head. It is. You just keep thinking that. But someday, the world will kneel before me. And then Amana Suzuha stares straight at me again. Maybe she has the habit of looking people in the eye. So that's the current trend. Thanks for the tip. Trend? I don't think so. Okay, I think that's me for the evening. That's 2.5 hours. Voice is feeling a bit rough. But we've, I'd imagine, got quite a way to go in the story, so we might do this again next weekend. I mean, there seems to be something weird happening with my internet as well. Keeps telling me that there's bitrate problems. Although next week I might try a different time. But we'll see. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed. And I will see you all next time. The next video release, normal video release, will be in an hour and a half. So, I'll see you guys then. Cheers.